Today I choose to let myself be kinder. Today I choose to love myself. Today I choose to let myself be kinder. Today I choose to love myself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Emerging Consciousness Global Online Festival, a kaleidoscope of voices and perspectives on awakening. Here we're gathering with leading transformative coaches, visionary artists, cultural creatives, an eclectic mix of wisdom keepers blended with colorful new voices, all meeting at the intersection of science, psychology, spirituality, mysticism, and the arts. Thank you for being a part of this transpersonal movement to liberate minds, supercharge consciousness, and activate the farthest reaches of human potential in order to co-create a more evolved and peaceful world. I'm Tami Mensh, transformative life and spiritual business coach, founder of the Kaleidoscope Lounge and Coaching, and creator and host of this event. I serve people on a journey to fullness of expression, joy, authenticity, and deep wisdom. Those brave souls who sense that change is imminent and long to connect with that which brings them more fully alive and the gifts that they were born to bring into the world. Now come take a seat with me in the Kaleidoscope Lounge, where curious people come for fearless and experiential learning. And I am thrilled today to welcome music artist, educator, and filmmaker, Michael Stillwater. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Tammy. It's beautiful to be with you.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to tell everyone about you to begin with. Michael's chants and healings are enjoyed by listening audiences and singing circles around the world. His intuitive recording artistry provides a unique approach for people to be fully seen and supported on an essential level, while his song sourcing methods offer a way for anyone to reconnect to their own intuitive vocal expression. His Song Life training online and training videos introduce creative practitioners everywhere into deeper practice with intuitive songmaking, songwriting, chant making, and guitar artistry. His 3-film series, In Search of the Great Song, received awards from 10 international film festivals where he produced together with his wife, Doris Stillwater. And I just want to really welcome you here. I have really been looking forward to this so much, Michael. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
And today we had the topic for this session is called Awakening to the Great Song Within. And I just love this topic. It just opens up so much. And we're going to have a little conversation with Michael, and then he's going to be guiding us in an intuitive song making workshop. So it's really exciting. It'll be a great exploration for all of us today. So I would just love to start by asking, the question, Michael, what is the great song within? What is that?
Well, it's a good question, and it's actually a question that I have been asking people for the last nearly 20 years. And in fact, the film that my wife and I did called In Search of the Great Song consists of asking people all over the world that question: what is the great song? So yes, I'll say what it is for me. To me, this great song is the underlying creative pulse of life. And it's the source behind all the creative expressions that we all find in our life. So whether it's a song or a painting, a sculpture, or just even just looking at someone with eyes of kindness, these are all expressions of the great song. And as is often said in response to that question, the source of the great song is silence. It comes out of the silence that is underneath all of it. And so when I invite people into intuitive song making, and they ask themselves, well, where is that going to come from? Where is that song inside of me going to come from? And I say, well, when you listen in the silence, you begin to hear something inside of you. You begin to hear the whispering of your soul. And this whispering can take the form of words, which can take the form of lyrics, of the song of the moment that is ready to come through you. And so this is my invitation to everyone all the time, is to allow that possibility. So many of us at an early age close down the flow, this connection to the great song, and shifted out from there into a more linear approach to life. But for those who did not shut it down, or for those who reconnect to it, that great song inside is like a river that's always flowing. It's always there. And it's the question of, and I loved, Tami, what you said about brave souls who would come to, well, this program, but brave souls who step into their life fully and are ready to open the doors to the worlds within them and the new possibilities around them. And so this great song, if you think of it as a river that's always flowing, just like if you were next to an actual river on a nice sunny day and you could see other people jumping in and having a great time, but you might not feel so comfortable jumping in. It might be a little scary. And that's the same experience people have with intuitive song making, is they can hear other people having fun with it, but for themselves it might seem a little daring, taking a little courage. And so what I always say is, you can always come back to and hold on to the bank after you jump in. If it's too scary to be in that river flowing, but just try it out, even for a moment. Let yourself go. And so that's a key word of this process that we're going to enter into in a little bit is, well, letting go, but it's trusting. It's trusting your natural connection to this river inside of you. And we can look around us and see the children all over the world are in a state of connection and flow with that river of song. They're making up songs all the time. They're singing about what's happening in their moment, in their life. They might even sing a tune that they've heard, a song that they've been singing, but they add their own words. They change the words. They make them new in that moment. Or make just sounds. That's fine too. It doesn't have to always be words. It can be just sounds. But it's something that is coming through them and creative and in the moment, and they have no self-consciousness about it. And this is the case for all people everywhere. There's no self-consciousness until it enters. And it often enters when there is the critical mind, what I call the hunter, comes in. And this hunter can appear through someone else who looks at us and says, that sounds awful. I mean, that would be an extreme example, but someone could just say, that sounds funny or sounds silly, or, you know, it doesn't sound like the music I hear on the radio. I mean, it's what happens is comparison comes in. And I think most everyone who's listening to me right now can relate to this. Whether you yourself are caught up in comparison, this is just a function. This is part of our human life growing up, is we come into comparing our creative expression with others. And I know, Tami, you asked a simple question, what is the great song? And here I've gone off on many different directions. But to sum that up, to me, the great song is in all of us, and it takes a unique form for every person. And it's however we are feeling in that moment, we are giving our color, our particular nuance to our expression of the great song.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And it sounds to me like when we can tap into this river, that you're talking about, that we can really live into our fullest expression of ourselves and find our self-worth and who we really are, authentically, to really help move humanity forward, when we're all becoming our best selves and letting out our gifts. And that's beautiful. I love that imagery of the river that you're talking about. And it makes me wonder, is it possible to rewrite the lyrics of your life, through this process, to change, to evolve?
Well, I love that thought of rewriting the lyrics of my life, or for anyone to have that possibility. And if you think of the stream that is going inside of us all the time, it's like a river, but it can be also like a river of lyrics that flow through. You could also think of it as a soundtrack for our life, that what's streaming through all the time through us is the soundtrack that we live with. And it may not be music, it may simply be words and thoughts and ideas. And the thing that we all know is that with these words and thoughts and ideas, sometimes they take the form of judgment or criticism, whether to someone else or to ourselves. And when it's towards ourselves, which often can happen, what happens is we can feel somehow less than enough, feel like we're not enough. And if we're not enough, certainly our song is not going to be enough, and all expressions will not be enough. And this sense of being less than, and certainly with that comes being separate from others, it's like we're now in the pandemic of the corona, but this is a different kind of pandemic that I'm speaking of, that is touching people all over, certainly all over the world of the culture of the modern world. I would say in indigenous cultures all over the world, this is not the issue. This is not a problem. There is not, I have not seen in my studies there, have not seen that self bringing down, having to press oneself down and criticize oneself and feel less than, because there's a sense of just being part of life and being part of the tribe and being part of the us. There is the us. And we in our cultures in the West, particularly in the West, I say, but it's all over the world actually, all the technological cultures, we share this common condition. And it also goes along with the desire for perfection. And these work together, this sense of needing to have it right or have it look good right from the start. And if I have that condition going on in my mind of wanting it to look good right as it comes out the gate, that will prevent me most likely from free flowing expression, because I will want it to look good right away. And as we all know, creative process is exactly that. It's a movement, and it's a living process that requires not having to look any certain way. It's just allowing it to come out as it will. So back to the rewriting of the lyrics, that if I can shift this soundtrack inside of my head to not be criticizing, judging myself or others, to not be needing to be perfect, but shift it into a honoring of myself and others in the simplest of ways. And even if it's just a little bit at a time, I'm actually, it's a metaphor, but I'm changing the lyrics of the song of my life. And in my songwriting classes, I teach a class in songwriting, I sometimes describe a song can have a form of verse and chorus. And, there's many forms of song, but this is one of them, is you have a verse and then a chorus, and a verse and a chorus. And if you look at our life as a song, you could say that the verses are the ongoing story of our life, the many stories that our life includes. And these can be difficult verses as well. It can be very challenging verses. So then what is the chorus? The chorus is the essential quality that we choose. We can choose the chorus. You could even say the verses are the given. The verses are life as it flows, and it's happening. And sometimes it's things that we cannot change. But the chorus we can change. The chorus is the shifting of our life story into the view that we want to have. It's transforming it, or it's the possibility of transforming it. And then we come back to another verse. That's life. We come back to another verse, but we can always, and once we hone into that chorus and really get a handle on it, what is our chorus? We can return to that chorus as often as we want and have it be a celebration of our life, or have it be a gentle reminder, or it can be a kind of a contemplative turning in and getting very quiet. It can be many things. It's whatever it is for you.
Yeah, I love that metaphor of the chorus being the perspective that you bring, the melody, the tune, the sense that you're bringing to the verses of your life. That really makes a lot of sense to me. That's beautiful the way you put that. Thank you.
You can also say that the verse is it's our feet on the ground and walking every day. It's our daily life. And the chorus is like lifting up above. It's lifting for an overview of everything. It's our wisdom vision in that chorus, combined with our compassionate heart. And when we let our wisdom vision combine with our compassionate heart, the chorus can be very simple, but it's true, it's vitalizing, it's bringing us home again and again. So just something more to say about that.
Yeah, and when you even say the word chorus, it reminds me of singing with other people. You're a chorus with everyone else, so it's like everyone's voice and coming together in a unified whole as well. So being a part of that chorus of life. So yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. So what at this time is like bringing you fulfillment in your chorus and your verses of life?
Well, one thing that's really been a delight for me is returning to the guitar in a deeper way, because I have played guitar for over 50 years now, and studied and taught and used it in my musical life in community, leading community singing, and particularly, as well as songwriting. And yet I hadn't returned to the sounds of the classical guitar for a long time. I've been playing a steel string guitar. And so just a little over a year ago, I went and got a beautiful classical guitar. And then came the locking down. And so I was just at home and in the studio, and so wrote a method book for guitar for anyone who's wanting to get into their guitar or get into it more. And what I realized is what was the most enjoyable for me was patterns that I could close my eyes and play these patterns, and that they would just allow me to get very quiet in my mind. And so I called the book No Mind Guitar, Contemplative Practice on 6 Strings. And that's what it is. And of course, you could do this with other instruments as well. It's the no mind comes in when you're not thinking about your fingers. You're not thinking about all that. You're just relaxing into the practice. And so I've made it so it can be for beginners as well as intermediate. In other words, simple patterns. I mean, it takes a little practice to learn it, so that it takes a little mind focus. But once you've learned these simple patterns, you can relax the mind, close the eyes. So that's the one part of what my passion is now, or my joy. Another is sharing what I do, what I've learned throughout my life, in these courses I call Song Life. So I say, we all have a song life. Sometimes we just don't give it attention. And so I call it Song Life Training. And the training is really about returning back to what is natural for us. So one of those, there's 3 courses. One of them is guitar, of course, and one is songwriting. And the other one is intuitive songmaking. And this has become the most popular one because, and it's what we're going to share in a moment here as well with those who are gathered here. It's the most natural flowing aspect of all that I do. It's in a sense, it's not a training as much as an unlearning. It's a letting go of our old stuff in the way, as I said, about trying to be perfect or comparing ourselves, all of that. And it's coming more into a being state with our voice and with the song inside of us.
Great. Let's get into it. I'm excited for this experience, to share this with everyone and to participate.
Wonderful. Well, what I'll do to begin, I've got my guitar here, and sadly with Zoom, there's a time delay. Otherwise, we could have all our microphones open and sing together. But because of the time delay, it doesn't really make the singing together work. But what I'll do as just a tuning in practice for me as well is I'll sing a chant. And I distinguish song from chant in that the chant is a shorter form. It's having a short setting that repeats. So it's just repeating a few words, which allows, again, the mind to relax and the heart to open. That's its purpose as I see it. So this chant is called I'm Calling You. And it's just the words, and what I'm doing by doing this, and of course I'm singing it for me, I'm enjoying singing, but I invite you where you are, if you want to, once you hear it, to add your voice. Harmonize, make up your own words with it, sing your own part, whatever you want. I'm calling you. I'm calling you. Come back to me. Come back to me. Oh, I am here. I am here to hold you. Oh, I am here. I am here to hold you. I'm calling you. I'm So what I'd like to do now is a practice of just allowing you to make whatever sounds you're wanting to make. In other words, not needing them even to be words and not needing them to fit into any melody, but just to let sound come through you. And to just support that process, I'll just play some very basic chord on my guitar. But that's only if it's helpful. If you find that that's not helpful for you, you can turn off your sound on your speaker and just focus on making your own sounds right where you are. Okay? So it's just some sound practice. Sometimes we use recordings for this, different recordings with percussion, with drums, different kind of sounds to move the body as well, get into the motion. But right now, the simplest way is just using the guitar. So I'll just not sing for a little bit and just play some chords. So I invite you to make sounds. If words come, that's fine. You might find the beginning of a song that's wanting to come out. So don't stop it if it wants to come out. So there are different entries into the intuitive songmaking. One is through movement, just the body moving. That can be a doorway. And for many people, that's the doorway that works. Rhythm is how it starts. And then from there, and the body moving, and that pulse, I mean, it's the heartbeat. We're feeling the heartbeat, and then the sound starts to come. It might begin as a humming long before words. For others, words are really essential, and words can actually be an entry point into the intuitive songmaking. And one way to help us get into the river of flow is a practice that I'm going to invite you to do now. And so for this would involve having something to write on. So it's either, of course, if you've got a keyboard in front of you and a computer, you can write there, but it might even be simpler to have a paper and a pencil or pen. So the purpose of this practice is that if I was to say, just, let a song happen right in the moment out of your being, uh, some people would say, great, what fun. That's great. And others would feel like they're being asked to jump into the deep end of the pool. And it's like, I don't have any idea what that would be. And so this exercise is to give you a kind of foundation that is from you. It's directly from your being right now in this moment. And the prompts I use are, what is true for you? So something that is true for you, or something that you're feeling right now, or something your senses are aware of in your environment. And that can extend to, if the sun is shining or it's raining outside, that can be part of it. I mean, in other words, it's including every aspect of your being. It can include memories as well. But let's go back to it. It's what is true for you. So what do you know solidly? What do you really know? All of these prompts are to come to some words that are meaningful for you. That's the idea here. Which you could say, what are the lyrics of your life that you want for your life? So what is true for you right now? What do you know? And what are you feeling right now? That's for many people, that's the easiest way to go. Hey, I know I can write what I'm feeling right now. Or, hey, there's a candle burning and the sun is rising, and there's a shadow on my wall. I mean, something in my environment I can write about because I see it. It's right in front of me. I can write to that. And so the idea here is not to write necessarily a prose, like an essay about these things. It's to let it come in, and of course, whatever comes is fine. But what really helps when you're doing this song making is to have one-liners. It's just like one line at a time. It can be, a few words. It could be more than a few words, but it's one line, like one breath. It's like you're writing a breath. Yeah, you're writing a breath within words of something that's true for you, or that you're feeling, or that you're aware of. And then you write another one. And sometimes they will rhyme, and that's wonderful. But you're not having to rhyme. It's not necessarily writing a poem in the traditional sense of writing a poem. You're just writing these lines of expression. You're tapping into the river of song inside of you is what you're doing. And so you're allowing these one-liners to come through you. And the one thing they all will have in common is they're connected to you. They're connected to you, which means that they're somehow meaningful for you in this moment. And I'm going to, again, play a little guitar. Again, if that's distracting for you, you can mute your speaker. But it's sometimes nice to have some musical background. Um, I'm not even suggesting that you're singing these words, but if you are drawn to that, you can begin singing the words that you're writing. I mean, it's all open territory. This is a very playful practice. It's not rigid with hard and fast rules. If there's anything that I call a guideline for the whole thing, it's to be gentle and kind to yourself. That's the guideline that runs through all of it. And to trust yourself. So here's just a little guitar going with it. Okay, so I realize that was a short span for doing a writing process, but the point here is just to touch in. It's just we're tapping the edge of something. And if some words emerged on your page, great. If not, no worries, no problem. The fact is, you have an endless stream of words available to you all the time. The story of your being, you are a storyteller, and you have the story of your life at the tip of your fingers anytime. It's just right there to flow. So if there's anyone who feels comfortable sharing some words that they wrote down, that would be great to hear. You just speaking them, if you want to do that. If you want to do that, just unmute and share some of your words.
I would share. Can you hear me?
Yes, Deborah.
I wrote, connect with me, I connect with you. I feel the spark, I hear the flow. You bring me joy, you bring me hope. Connect with me, I connect with you.
Marvelous. Wonderful. Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to share their words?
I can go next. I just wrote, it was 8 lines or so. I said, I can't pretend, I bring myself. What is it that I keep on my shelf? Books and letters and things from the past, and also a compass that tells me where to go next.
Great, very good. Thank you.
I can share as well. I'm not an English native speaker, but I wrote in English. A soft light upon me. I'm cold. My hands are freezing. My heart is warm to be here. I miss my great auntie smile. I miss her naughty dark eyes. I miss the long days of May, the flowers blooming in the fields, the smell of the earth rocking my senses.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's beautiful to hear these words and just feel the river that's flowing through all of us. Anyone else?
I'll go. And you can hear me, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm settling into my sacred, peaceful self. It's becoming more evident. There is a natural space. It's my true self. I'm finding out how to relax into this place. From there, creativity is able to flow. There is no need for hiding. It's all one great dream of striving, of losing, and letting go. There's no perfect way, just many various ways, all returning to that great river together.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you. What I'd like to do now is, again, I keep coming back to playing some guitar. I like doing that. And in this case, what I'm going to do is be playing a pattern. And I'm going to sing also. I'm going to sing, but what I'm going to do, the purpose of my singing is to a few lines, just like I asked you to write some lines. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to sing a few lines. And then I'm just going to leave space and play guitar and leave space. And in that space, it's an invitation to you to sing to me. And it's not needing to unmute yourself. You can just you're singing to me from where you are, just in your space, yeah? And you can be singing the words that you've written, because you have those in front of you. You can always come back to those words, or you can just feel in the moment some new words coming. Because this is all, the whole purpose of this is to continually bringing us into that river of the flow, where we actually don't need written words to guide us, because we're connected to that stream, to that ongoing stream of the lyric inside of us. Okay? So again, I'm going to sing a few lines. There'll be a space for you to sing. Sometimes people even like to repeat what I sing, so it's like mirror it back. So if you like doing that, you can do that. That's fine. In the workshops we do, that's the whole exercise, is people will mirror with each other and just sing back and forth what they're singing to each other, which is really one of the most fun exercises. But right now, it's complete open territory as to what you do in this time. You can sing what I'm singing. You can sing new words. You can sing what you've written down. Whatever you like, okay? And we'll just do that for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and maybe just see how everybody's doing. We'll do a check-in. But here we go. So I know that I am here for love. Yes, I know that I am here. Oh, I know that I am here for a reason. It's to come home to myself. And as I do, I find that I'm with you. And we're walking together along this way. I'm opening wide now to the life that lives in me. I'm opening wide now to the life that lives in me. I'm grateful for this new day. For my eyes to see. People around me. Feeling so free. And I live in the light of heart. It shines every night and day. Living in the light of my heart. Never goes away. Never goes away. Never goes away. Never goes away. I'm living here in the light of my heart. It's shining every night and day. Living here in the light of my heart, shining every night and day. Every night and day. Never goes away. Every night and day. So I would be interested to hear from anyone who wishes to share what their experience is. What's very important, before we do that, what's very important, especially if this is the first time you've done this practice of spontaneous song making since you were a child. So we did it all as children, but now we're adults. And so if this is the first time, it's a very delicate and precious time, because often the whole basis of our shutting down on some level our creative connection to the river happened in the process of feeling embarrassed or judged or somehow that it wasn't good what we did. You're with me? You know, so since that happened at some point for many of us, that if now we take a moment to open up, we're opening up a door that may have been closed. The attitude that we hold towards ourselves and each other, because we're with each other, is very important. The attitude of honoring, of respect, of kindness. We don't even have to say that we're loving each other. I mean, that's great. But the point is kindness. It's kindness, especially to that part of ourselves that may have been wounded and shut down because we felt that we weren't good enough. It's very simple stuff. And so in this moment, we have the chance of just, it's kind of bringing that out in with others present, with others aware, and saying, here I am. It's basically just saying, here I am. And I'm taking a step into honoring my life in new ways. That's all. Just honoring who I am, letting myself be. And from that very small beginning, it's amazing what can happen. Even if we never see each other again, if this is our only connection in this life, just from this moment of opening, there can be other doors that open in your life. Because one way of saying it is that if I can accept one part of my life, like my creative voice, the creative, spontaneous creative voice, if I can accept that one part, then maybe I can begin accepting other parts of my life. Maybe I can begin the journey towards accepting who I am as I am. And that's what you were talking about, Tami, of the possibility of the world transforming by us transforming. And one of the major transformations that can occur in our lives is shifting from not being kind to ourselves to really accepting ourselves as we are. So, having said all that, that's a long introduction. Is anybody wish to say what this was like for them, or was it difficult, or was it easy, or what was it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the space that you gave us to kind of create. I love the form that you used. So it was predictable. So there was that safety to join in voice. I personally have a long history with doing things like this from all different areas of my life. So it was enjoyable. It is continuing to be enjoyable to feel as peaceful in myself as I ever am. So this would be like, I'm right there where I want to be. So I love writing songs. I've worked on lots of songs in lots of different scenarios. And I just kept singing. I don't know if you could see me texting. I was literally shifting and writing and revising over and over. And I think I sung out loud like 15,000 times, probably 10. I'm happy, I'm healthy in body and soul, connected together. There's nowhere to go. Every time, like over your lines, in the empty spaces, in the silence, clashing into you. So I want to sing it again to my class tomorrow.
Marvelous. Good to hear. Thank you.
I'll go next. I'm not a big singer or songwriter. Never was really encouraged to be so, never felt really confident to access that and share that part of myself. And I found it coming easily, which I was happy about. And I found myself singing I am opening. And, and as I was singing that, I was literally feeling myself opening and I found that the words that you sing evoke the emotions that and the emotions evoke the words. So it's like this cycle that I experienced, and it came out my eyes in the form of tears. So that was really, I felt that crack, open, and it was lovely and liberating. So thank you.
Beautiful. The thing is, this is a very simple practice, as you can see. It's very simple. And so you could ask, well, how could something so simple have such effect? And yet it does. There are people who've said that just a short time spent in what I call song sourcing, which is just the practice of sourcing your song. Just a short time spent with that practice, either with playing your own instrument or playing instrumental tracks that are just rhythm and harmonics that just repeat so that you don't have to think where it's going to go. That even a short time with that can take the place of even, some years of therapy. Because what's happening is that we're giving ourself the gift of ourself, basically. And that inside of us is all the wisdom and the healing is possible, is there, doesn't need to come from outside. From outside, it's so beautiful. What can come from outside is kind of acknowledgement. We can get in a setting like this, or in a group when we can be in a room together. It's the acknowledgement, the witnessing of other beings, just witnessing our unfolding, and that is something very beautiful. Does anyone else want to speak?
It's not my first time because I do it in my shamanic practice. But this was amazing because suddenly I was in a duet with you. So this was so amazing. I was listening to you, and suddenly my words were popping from the paper, and they fitted exactly in what you were singing. So it was magic. Thank you.
So I can go. As a musician, I kind of my approach to songwriting is very like tune and rhythm focused normally, but that sometimes doesn't leave me the flexibility to kind of like say the words that I'm hearing in my inner dialogue, if that makes any sense. But I kind of realized throughout this exercise that the tone and the rhythm, whatever, that wasn't what it was about for me. It was about hearing what I was saying to myself. And both of the when we did both of the exercises, I was realizing that I was writing a lot about a period of change, and that's kind of what I felt like over the past couple of days, that I'm starting to enter this period of, I'm on the precipice of like this period of transition in my life. And so I just wrote, time moves on and so do I. As I move, the path ahead changes. What happened yesterday made me who I am today, but does not define what I can be tomorrow. Only I can decide.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
I love that, Justin. It really touched with me. And I found it a little challenging at first because I've had so many stories about how bad my voice is. And I had to really let that go. And so every time I started singing, I wanted to turn up the volume of everybody else because my own noise was too loud and I wasn't enjoying it. It was like a discord. So I just went to writing words instead, and that just felt much more rhythmic to me. So, words with open, receive, surrender, accept. And it felt a lot more peaceful. But then there was still this thing going on in the back of just like, I wish my voice could blend, right? I wish I could connect with that. And then I just went back to the just be here now and just enjoy that I was able to create word music rather than music.
Wonderful. Well, you said there's something very important, which is how part of being kind to ourselves is allowing ourselves to be right where we are in any given process. And I always begin the classes I teach by saying that I will be offering all kinds of exercises, but this is your precious time, and you are sovereign to your domain of your being, of what you feel right to participate or to not participate. It's completely up to you. So it's beautiful. You steered it towards the written words was where you were feeling linked and connected right at this time. And my sense is if you were to continue this kind of practice, that there could become a point of something would shift, and it would just come of itself. It would start coming out singing, because and not because you were saying to yourself, I really should sing or anything like that noise you talked about. It's more of from inside. The song itself has a life, and it wants to live, and it wants to come through us. So you'll find out. So what I'd like to do now is to just be with one of you, and there'll be time, we could do this maybe with a couple people, but it's to be with one of you and do this together. So our screens would be highlighted, so it'd just be the two of us on the screen. And as a way of playing, we can see how it would work if I was to play guitar. If you're able to find that that works, we can see how that works. So is there someone who would like to do that with me?
I would like to invite my son Justin to take part in this process with you. If he says yes, that would be great.
Justin, you have been volunteered.
Yes, I have.
So what I would like to do for this, and it's always an experiment because of the time lag and so forth, but to have an experience where you would sing to me, just, you would sing to me whatever words come, and that would do that for a few minutes. And if nothing comes, that's okay too. There's no pressure on you about this. It's more of a space. It's a possibility, okay? And I would play some chords, so just to give a harmonic to it, and see what words come as you sing to me. And I would give you a theme, so something to sing about. And so the theme would be just it's like to let life be what it is. Like, let it be. Well, of course, there was a great song, Let It Be. We won't do that song. So it's like letting life be. And so using that as the theme, your intention is you're just focused on what you want to sing to me to remind me. It's Justin reminding Michael to just let life be, to let it be easy, let it be good. Does that sound good?
Yes. Yeah, I believe I could do that.
Okay, so I'm just going to go into like a simple chord pattern. Can you hear that okay?
Breaking through, 'cause I can't see what's on the other side. I need to break out and find what's in my mind. Also, the dichotomy of moving forward and staying where we're at now. All we can do, all we can be.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if you like, I'll sing to you, and
Sure.
I can sing on any theme. You can ask for anything. I mean, you said you're in at a precipice of change in your life. Yeah, so something's new. So would that the theme be something like that, or is there anything else?
I think that would resonate with me right now. Yes. Let's
Okay,
go forward with
okay,
that.
good. Okay, we'll go with that.
My whole life is changing. Every day for me. My whole life is changing, and I don't know what it will be, but I trust that I will find my way. Lead me to my destiny, the place that I feel welcome, the place where I feel at home, the place where I know I am not alone. Living my dream right now, and opening new doors all the time. Living my dream right now, and opening doors. Looking for the light that shines here inside my heart and mind, trusting it will show me the way to see what is good for me right now. What's good for me right now? What's good for me right now? I'm trusting there is a way for me, that I'll know I'm free as I follow the way that life has for me.
That was amazing.
Well, thank you for receiving it. And yeah, I mean, I really feel you. I feel you in that time. Can I ask how old are you?
I'm 21 years old, about to turn 22 in a couple months.
Okay, that's such a pivotal time in one's life, in anyone's life. And so it's full of so much possibility and promise. And I realize here you are at 21, coming into the world at a time when the world is in such difficulty, such chaos all around. So it's really calling you to your inner strength. It's calling you to that which you know inside. I mean, it just brings you back all the time.
When you were talking about the song within, and how it comes from an area of silence, and I think that with COVID and with the quarantine and everything that's happened, it's kind of brought about this period where we are can find in our space, and where we have our own thoughts to listen to, and that can help guide us. And I think that was part of what helped me kind of like take stock and see where I need to go moving forward. And yeah, it just really resonated. So yeah, thank you. That was amazing. That was awesome.
Wonderful, Justin. Yeah, you're saying what's really going on is that the hidden gift of this time, because there's so many things it's hard to call it a gift, but the hidden gift, or one of them, is that it's leading many people into a more contemplative awareness of their life. We're forced in a way to it, but we can go there kicking and screaming, or we can go there relaxing into it and trusting our inner strength. So thank you, Justin. I'm really, as your mother said, she's inviting brave souls to come forth, and you're certainly a brave soul. So, yeah, the planned time for this is coming to a completion for this workshop time. I would like to invite anyone here who feels drawn to this kind of expression and would like more opportunity with it, to consider joining one of the groups that I have, because it's a space to be with other people in this free flowing of song. I'm speaking here of intuitive song making, that particular aspect. And if that's something you want, we have a group going ongoingly, so it's possible. Another thing, that if you find my spontaneous song making that I do, the way I create with the guitar and voice, if you find that good for you at any level, I'm offering without charge a gathering. I call it the honoring ceremony, once a month. And so you are invited to come and join me. This is a gift to you. And it's the last Saturday of each month. So the last Saturday of this month and next month is just coming onto the Zoom room that I offer. So if you find this interesting, you'll see website and information connected to my sharing here. So I want to thank you, Tami, for inviting me here, and to thank all of those who came on to the online workshop here. I want to thank Evelyn for helping in the hosting, and yes, it's I understand this festival of emerging consciousness on a global level, that it's beginning and will be going on for some time. And so I just invite all of you who are watching this and listening to it to do what Tami was saying, to see what your part in this awakening is. It's a, we could say, oh, it's just a nice word, awakening and global consciousness. These are very powerful words, and yet they only mean something if we take it to heart and really ask ourselves, what is my role, my connection to the great song inside of me? What is that connection in me? Not something for someone else. It's what is my connection? And it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come out as a song. Maybe it'll come out in some other way. Maybe there's a gift that you have to share with the world that's been waiting and just needs that courage to come out.
Thank you, Michael. This was a true gift to me, to everyone here. I'm sure everyone watching the festival, and I felt this song rise up inside of me, and I thank you for helping it to bring it out into so many people in such a beautiful way. So namaste, and thank you for being here, every single one of you. This was such a pleasure.
May we meet again sometime. It's beautiful. Yes.
Today I choose to let myself be kinder. Today I choose to love myself. Today I choose to let myself be kinder. Today I choose to love myself. Oh, I tried it the other way, but I found it didn't satisfy. I tried the other way, but it's no good. I tried the other way, but it left me feeling lonely. I tried the other way as long as I could. Today I